host, Karen Cook, and tonight I am your host and your presenter. And tonight's topic is real estate, safest wealth building investment. So I'll just go right into it. Tonight's quote is: buying real estate is not only the best way, it is the quickest way and the safest way, but the only way to become wealthy, by Marshall Field. And so, why real estate creates 90% of millionaires? Real estate does that because real estate has the potential to generate cash flow. It creates leveraging. Real estate appreciates in value. So, um, in its appreciation in value, real estate definitely builds up equity. So, whenever you buy real estate, over time, the equity it will build up equity. Meaning, for example, you buy it for 10 million, a year ago. Within 2 years or so, at the rate at which real estate is appreciating in value. It is a property that was bought like 2 years ago may appreciate by even up to five five or so million. You just never know. That's basically what we have been seeing in the market. And leveraging has to do with how your money is working for you. So when the bank takes your deposit and they collect a pool of deposits, they leverage it or they invest it in different types of instruments for it to yield, gain interest and so on. And so the different instruments they may invest in are like stocks, bonds, real estate as well too. And this is how they generate, their income in order to grant loans. So they charge you a percentage, much more than what you invest the property, the invest, sorry, your savings at. And hence, they are able to create wealth, by taking in your deposits. Now, property, when you own property, you can use your property as collateral to access loans. You can use it to buy additional properties, use the equity from one property to acquire other properties. So it is always real estate. You can't go wrong, when you own real estate. Either you acquire it by buying it, or you inherit it. Now, this quote says, don't wait to buy real estate, buy real estate and wait. So I urge people to start garnering all the information that you can in terms of getting all the knowledge. So all these tips that I have been presenting, over the past months or so, for those persons who have never bought a piece of property, these information are to help you, to guide you in how to actualize this dream. ensure that you start a savings or an investment account, or at least you should at least be able to pay your deposit and your closing costs from your investment, after having saved over time. Seek out the best return on your investment, because the financial institutions are leveraging your funds to make great returns for themselves, as I said before. So, um, you know, you you are to check out the different investment houses, and what they have to offer before you just leave your money latent. Some of us, we invest it, we put it in a bank account, and we never ever ask the bank, what other options. And the bank is not going to tell us about it, because of course they're using our money to make money, and so they are not readily going to tell us what other instruments they have. They have it in a flyer and so on. Yes, a brochure nicely put down there, and you can take it up. But a lot of us don't utilize, or maximize the return on our investment. And so I am encouraging persons, don't just put your money in a savings account and leave it. Seek out how best. I'm not telling you to go into risky investment schemes and so on. And first of all, don't join schemes that are not registered by the Bank of Jamaica. There is a right. So make sure that whatever financial instruments you're investing in, that these are approved. All right. So, a couple years ago, lots of us Jamaicans have lost money because we invested in unregulated um, schemes, and they turn around to bite us, right? It hurt the economy, it hurt families, and so on. So please don't. Make sure that you make a wise decision. Take advantage of 100% or more mortgage financing, or well, whatever it is that you can access, your based on your financial status, and so on. Your mortgage rep will be able to do their pre-approval on you to assess, what's the maximum you can get to borrow, and you take advantage of these very reasonable mortgage interest rates that are out there now. I just need to tell you guys that when I first bought my family property, I had to pay 19%. Part of my interest rate was 19%, because I was with a financial institution at the time. I got staff rate, but nonetheless, because I needed more than what my ceiling was, I had to take it at the market rate, and the market rate then was 19%. So you guys are enjoying single digit now, you know, like I'm looking at over 20 years later, and the transaction cost to buy a property these days is much less than when we were buying, and if we had to sell and we sold our properties, our transfer costs, up to, I think, about 2008, transfer cost was at 7%, and it gradually came down to 2% in recent times. So, guys, now is the time to invest in real estate. You can't go wrong. Real estate is definitely the safest and the fastest wealth building investment. So, please take heed. Once you are pre-approved, so of course have sought the assistance of the um, of the mortgage rep. Once you are pre-approved, you can now call on your realtor to assist you to find that property that fits within your affordability. And this is where I come in. All right. This is where I come in. So the buyer, I verify the buyer's pre-qualification status. So, um, I would need to know whether or not you have done that. You have gone to the bank and they have worked out how much is your maximum budget. So based on whatever cash you have in hand, plus whatever loan you can access, then that will be the equivalent of your maximum budget. So I help you to determine whether or not you're ready to buy, right? So once we have established that you know where the financing is coming from, then we can now discuss the areas in which you can now invest based on this budget that you have. All right, so we can go shopping now. All right, and having found a property that you like and so on, once you have decided on a property, we advise you how to complete your offer by sending you the offer documents, guiding you through the process. Once your offer is accepted, then the next step is to request the sale agreement from the vendor's attorney. And once you have signed your you would need to also engage the service of an attorney, and you're also going to need the service of the valuer and the land and the commissioned land surveyor. So those are some professionals that you would be referred to assist you in this all important transaction, or maybe once in a lifetime transaction that you will ever make. Some people will go on to investing, constant investment in real estate, while others would just settle with the one property that they have. Now, you may want to, when you're choosing the property based on your affordability, you may choose to buy an older property and renovate it, or you may choose to buy a move-in ready, a brand new property, or a property that is just move-in ready, not necessarily brand new. It can be second hand as well. And some of the older properties, we call them fixer-upper. So, but some properties are definitely not in a state to be, they are not in any habitable state wherein they can be fixed or remodeled or renovated in any way, based on they have long exhausted their useful life, and hence the best thing to do is to demolish and restart or rebuild. So some properties, basically what you are buying is just the land, so you have to be careful when investing, unless it's the highest and best use you want this property for. For example, this property may be in an area that was once a residential area, and since then the area has become commercialized, heavily commercialized, and therefore it would be best, a property in that particular area may be best suited for commercialization. And so there you go, you invest in the property and you convert it to a business, use as your business place, or to build a plaza, or whatever the the option you may choose, but these are what tend to happen in some areas wherein um, the areas have, or the feature of the area has changed. So areas in which we have seen that happen, like Hagley Park Road, sections of Hagley Park Road, sections of Maxfield Avenue, Malines, Eastwood Park Gardens. You have some areas where, both commercial and residential coexist, and it doesn't affect the value of the property. Now, what tend to affect the value of properties is when you have a depressed looking building or derelict looking building beside your brand new investment, and that tends to um, affect or impact the value of your property. And so, what the avid investor will do, if a property is next door to him that looks real depressed, he will offer to buy it, so that the area overall, the whole feature of the area overall, can change, and so on. The look of the area will improve, and hence the value will improve. Now, these are some properties in Portmore that I basically took some samples of. So in 2016, this property was sold for 7.2 million. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Now in 2022, if you were to see a property like this on the market, it would be close to about double the price, anywhere between, say, 12 to 15 million or so. A property like this, you'd get a property like this for. Also, this studio unit in Greater Portmore went for 5.7 in 2019. And in recent times, I saw wherein a studio in Greater Portmore was on the market, and it was being sold for 8.3 million. So there you go, approximately 3 million. This property has appreciated in value by. So, you can't go wrong in real estate, and now you see why it is the fastest and the safest wealth building investment. This other one too, this is a Kingston one, and this one was purchased for 7.5 million when I got it to sell, it was bought 6 years earlier. So when I got it to sell, I sold it for 20 million. So that person's return on investment, as you can see, very, very good because of the area. That's a Kingston 6 area property. So the more attractive the area is, the greater the return on investment. But nonetheless, any area where real estate is, it will appreciate in value over time. This property was purchased in 2015, and this property can now go for 31. That's the going rate for properties like this, in the 30s price range, right? So that also is has a very good return on its investment as well. When you invest in real estate, you must be prepared to keep it long term in order for it to appreciate in value and for you to optimize the best returns. You must be prepared to maintain your property in order for it to optimize its appreciable value. Invest in properties that has a higher rate on investment. Once you are experiencing buying real estate, you can invest in private treaty listings or properties that may be on the market for a long time. So those persons, there are some properties that are depressed. That's for want of a better word. They almost nobody wants them, based on the state of them or dependent on the area in which they are. But of course, as the Jamaican saying goes, every war having a bush. So, or one man's rubbish is another man's treasure. So somebody might look at, a building and say that building is in a deplorable state and I don't want it, while others will say, oh my, this is what I can afford and I'm going to transform it. So, I never ever turn down a property because of how it looks. Every property has its owner. Every property is saleable in my eyes. And then I go on to this goes on to say, don't be afraid to buy the worst property in the best area. Location, location, location. So location is key. Real estate is still the best hedge against inflation. Thank you for listening. And I'm just going to invite you, please, to subscribe, share, comment, and like my channel. And thank you for watching again. Have a blessed day.